G'day everybody, it's Master Yoda here and hope you guys are all doing well. Title of today's video, it's a reaction video to a documentary on the PUA industry, and I must thank Barzel 343 for this topic suggestion. Thank you very much for that, Barzel 343. I do appreciate that. That's a great suggestion. So what I'll do, I'll let the video run and pause it and give my commentary. So without further ado, let's go.
Hey, excuse me,
Yeah.
are you friendly?
Women should be happy about this. They're always saying they want to meet the nice guy. We're giving
No, they want to meet Chad. Anybody else, it's creepy.
them what they want.
I love your vibe, you look absolutely stunning.
Oh, thank you
And I
very
thought,
much.
look, the sun's out.
And women will often complain that the right guys aren't approaching.
No, women will often complain that Chad and Tyrone is not approaching them. As many gentlemen would be aware, there's a lot of women now going on TikTok and other social media platforms complaining, "Oh, why won't men approach us anymore?" Well, ladies, you told us not to, because that's harassment, and we listened. And also, as we all know, there's been a lot of speed rejection functions that have been held, and lots of women turned up, and hardly any men turned up because men are starting to catch on. Why would you pay 30, 40 or whatever dollars or whatever amount of money just to attend a public humiliation ritual where women are just going to reject you and humiliate you? So that's why men are boycotting these speed rejection functions and singles functions and what have you, because they're sick of the rejection. They're suffering from rejection fatigue. But no, ladies, you asked us not to approach us, and we listened.
Understand how many times a girl has been hit on? Do you know what a world that is?
You can learn pickup. Pickup is learnable. Does that make it wrong?
No, sorry, mystery. No, you cannot teach attraction. Women make snap judgments on men within milliseconds of seeing a particular guy, a particular man. If you don't pass that looks test with the woman, game over. You're going to get rejected. So no, picking up women is not a skill that can be taught. Nope.
Yes, it is manipulation, but it's no worse than what women are doing to men on a daily basis.
At the time of watching this documentary, tens of thousands of men the world over will have attended a pickup seminar or a one-to-one session with a master pickup artist.
You mean tens of thousands of suckers who have fallen for this scam? The scam PUA industry, they like to target vulnerable men, usually physically unattractive men who are struggling with the ladies. Obviously, these poor guys, these inkwells, they're desperate. They're looking for answers, and unfortunately they turn to the scam PUA industry where they're going to get ripped off. Yeah. Yeah.
They will learn the art of attracting women anytime, anywhere. For the last 8 months, we have been invited into a private world. Our objective, to find out why the pickup scene is fast becoming an estimated $100 million industry.
I'm not sure when this documentary was made. It looks like it was made quite a while ago. As I understand it, the peak of the PUA industry was somewhere between 2005 and 2008. How it's going presently, I'm not sure. I'm under the impression that it's on the decline. But if you go into YouTube and just put in, PUA or dating coaches or dating advice, you'll find a whole plethora of videos from all different PUA guys trying to sell you courses and boot camps and what have you. So it's hard to say whether the industry is in decline or it's thriving. Who knows? If any of you guys know, leave your comments in the comment section.
We meet master instructors who claim they can teach men the art of attracting women, and we uncover what's being taught and whether or not it really works.
Sorry to pause the video again, but it'd be interesting if the media company who produced this documentary did a follow-up story and interviewed some of the suckers who paid for these boot camps to see whether it actually did work. Because I don't know, I'm not sure if you recall, this media company spent eight months investigating the industry. So, Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if they did a follow-up story and to interview some of the students who attended these boot camps, what have you, to see if what they were taught actually worked. I doubt it. I do. Um, Many of you would be aware there was a anti-PUA site called PUA Hate. I was actually a member of that site actually. Yeah, and there were a lot of disgruntled PUA students who'd been scammed. Yeah, and some of the stories they told were great. But yeah, no, as I said before, it'd be interesting if the media company that produced this documentary did a follow-up story and interviewed some of the students to see what they were taught actually worked.
In 2005, Neil Strauss, an American author and journalist, published his book The Game, exposing Los Angeles' secret pickup community.
Just on Neil Strauss, I'll give you a biography on this guy. The scam PUA industry, they like to use Neil Strauss as their poster boy to say, well, look, this attractive guy can pick up women, so can you. You've got to read the fine print on this guy. Neil Strauss, at the time of the writing of The Game, which I think was around 2005, he was a senior writer and journalist for both the New York Times and Rolling Stone magazine, two very high-profile publications. Now, that gave him status. It also gave him access to elite social circles and media connections that the average guy simply doesn't have. I suspect what few women he did sleep with, not as much as the PUA industry would like you to believe, were women involved in the entertainment industry or parts of the entertainment industry, singers, dancers, musicians, female porn stars or adult movie stars. And as we all know, for anyone involved in the entertainment industry, publicity is the oxygen that keeps your career alive. If people aren't hearing about you, you're not working. If you're not working, you're not making any money. And who better to give these women that publicity than a senior writer for two very high publications? So I suspect what few women Neil Strauss did sleep with was transactional. Like these women slept with him in exchange for a free write-up in the two publications he worked for.
The book also documented his own personal transformation firsthand, learning new life skills from a pickup guru named Mystery, real name Eric von Markovic, who is recognized as the founder of the pickup movement.
Yeah, Eric von Markovic, he goes by the PUA name of Mystery. Yeah, another bullshit artist. Look, of all the PUAs, no homo, he's one of the better looking ones. The guy's about 6'4", no, I think he's about 6'5", full head of hair. I mean, he's a weirdo, a good looking weirdo. So he probably did okay with the ladies. I believe before he joined the scam PUA industry, he was a professional magician and he's from Canada. Yep.
Neil has released numerous books which have crowned him an icon to millions of men. His work has prompted many self-styled pickup artists to release their own material, promising men new methods of attracting women. Within the last 7 years, pickup communities have grown rapidly, with seminars taking place globally. We want to meet Mystery and get his views on the social impact his teachings have had on the mainstream. We follow up several leads and come across a British website, The 3 Second Rule, run by a dating coach who works alongside Mystery. He goes by the alias Discovery.
Welcome to the 3 second rule. What is the
Real
3
name,
second rule?
Shawn Michael. We contact him. One week later, we find ourselves in Las Vegas, where Shawn is holding a 4-day dating workshop with 5 men. We've been invited to the last 2 days of the workshop. Shawn felt our cameras could be off-putting for the men, especially in the first few days. We're picked up from the airport by 33-year-old Michael Saunders, an entrepreneur who has flown in from Sydney, Australia.
Sydney boy like me. Why is this guy flown all the way from Australia to Las Vegas and spent a lot of, probably, I imagine, quite a fair bit of money on a PUA boot camp where he just could have stayed in Sydney and just paid for play? As many would be aware, I'm from Sydney, Australia, which is on the east coast of Australia, and pay to play is legal, and we've got some great establishments here. I think we've got the best brothels in the country, and so for what this guy spent on this boot camp, he should have just stayed in Sydney and paid to play. But anyway, let's carry on.
The workshop takes place in a rented mansion located 2 miles from the main Las Vegas Strip. Here the men have been living, learning and spending their time together.
Women are extremely socially intuitive. She'll look at how your friends look, what the style is, how other people are looking. Are they looking around? Are they the needy guys?
We finally meet Sean. He delivers a presentation to men who have each paid $4,000 to be at this 4-day workshop.
Did you hear that, guys? The 5 guys, they paid $4,000 each. That's actually not US. That's $20,000. It's a lot of money. That's what a monumental waste of money. That buys a fair bit of pay to play. But anyway.
We're all stood with our group and there's girls. It's just a big social flame.
While some of the men did not want to be on camera, a few of them did not mind being filmed.
And he introduces her and he stands there and he says nothing.
44-year-old Richard, a retired millionaire from Canada, and 45-year-old John, involved in real estate in Las Vegas. Sean recaps on the men's performances from their previous night.
One of the key elements there that we experienced last night, rather than just sit down, which we should know, you all walked in and sat down next to a girl each and started working her. Ooh, girl for me, girl for me, girl for me. She can meet guys who not only are good at saying things to her to win her over, but guys who can come in and engage with her whole group rather than just hitting on her and making everybody else feel uncomfortable and make everybody in the group feel good. Even the ugly little one who doesn't get any attention. Give the girl some love. Introduce her to another guy that she wouldn't be able to do on her own.
Sean, what is the 3-second rule?
You see the girl you'd like to approach. If you take longer than 3 seconds, you're going to talk yourself out of it. You're going to make excuses. More importantly, you're going to probably creep her out if she saw you looking.
You're going to creep her out if she doesn't find you physically attractive. Creep in woman's speak simply means physically unattractive man, even if he doesn't behave in a creepy manner.
Because she wants a confident man.
When women say they're attracted to confidence, what they're really saying is we're attracted to tall, good-looking men who have the confidence to approach us after we've given them the green light or the choosing signals to do so. Telling an unattractive man to just be confident is akin to pouring syrup on shit and calling it pancakes. You can't polish a turd.
You must approach. That is why we use a default opener. A default opener is a gambit or a routine or a phraseology or something that you've practiced time and time and time again. And when you've approached literally thousands of women, or even somewhere in the region of 400, 500, once you've got desensitized to the art of approach.
In the BP and Inkwell communities, we have a meme. Oh, the first 1,000 approaches is a warm-up, bro. If you've got a cold approach from him, it's a wrap. It's over. And that's what this guy's pushing. No, you don't approach a woman unless she gives you the green light to do so. And that's usually via her body language. Anyway, let's carry on.
Then you will be more relaxed.
What has your past success with women been like?
I would say it's inconsistent.
Which is an admission for I'm a bald cell. Look, I can't talk. I'm pretty hideous myself. I'm a bald cell myself. This guy's going to have to. He needs to lose some weight. And he looks pretty short. So it's going to be tough for this guy. Really tough. I think he's just better off paying to play.
Yeah, I've not really had the type of relationships that I was looking for in retrospect.
Well, you're a bald cell. Once again, I can't talk. I'm even worse. I'm bald, short, and I look Middle Eastern. That's not a good combination. Even though I'm of Italian background, I do get mistaken for Middle Eastern, and it's a look that women don't like. But it is what it is. This particular gentleman, he's clearly overweight. The guy's got a double chin. He needs to look smacks, lose weight, and probably go for him his own age. But even then, I think really he's probably better off paying to play. And he did mention that he's a millionaire. Well, good luck to the guy if he's able to make money and manage it well and be financially well off. He's probably just better off paying to play. It probably works out cheaper in the end because if he gets married, he's just going to get beta bucks for his money, where he'll end up in a dead bedroom marriage. So I think this gentleman, his only real option is to pay to play.
Well, in getting out there, before it was a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes I go out with my friends and you'd have like a boring night. What Sean showed me how to do is how to bring girls into my group, how to create an energy, how to create a vibe, how to just really enjoy the night.
The problem is, if you keep going in and say, just be yourself, just say whatever comes to your mind. The problem with that is like sticking you in the sports car without a driver's license and have a feel of it, go on. You gotta keep making mistakes. Are you being fake? No. Let's take a fake bras. Is the woman being fake because she's enhancing her breasts? No, she's presenting her best self forward. Literally forward.
What would you say to someone who thinks you've spent too much money on this workshop?
I guess that I have spent a lot of money, but it's one of those things that if you don't get out there and meet people, unless you can meet someone and talk to them, they never really discover the truth.
This guy here, I'll look it up. I'm not going to give an arbitrary rating on the looks of another man, because at the end of the day, women are the ultimate and final judges of male attractiveness, not other guys. Well, he needs to lose a bit of weight. I mean, he's probably average. I mean, from a woman's point of view, no homo here. But once again, I don't know why this guy's flown all the way from Sydney, where I'm from, paid $4,000. Plus, you got to put on his airfare. That's probably another close to $2,000, depending what. I'm not sure whether you flew economy or business or whatever, but $4,000 for the boot camp. That's US. In Australia, that's a fair bit of money. Couple grand for the airfare, accommodation. God, he's probably spent more than $10,000. I mean, that buys a lot of pay to play in Sydney, back in Sydney, where it's legal. So I don't know why he's gone all this way just to attend some bullshit PUA boot camp. Problem with a lot of guys is their egos. They say, "Oh, I don't want to pay for bedroom fun." Look, at the end of the day, we all do. We all do in some shape or form, either directly or indirectly. The only guys who get it for free are those Chads and Tyrones who are in the top 5% of men in terms of looks. The rest of us pay, unfortunately. It's just the way it is.
Through you. So I would say, yeah, the investment's really worth it because you can get out there and actually meet people.
Well, my first point would be they've never experienced what a divorce costs. And making that wrong decision, could have, in the past, could have cost me $1 million.
Sounds like this Barzel he was beta bucks in a dead bedroom marriage, and he wants to do it again. Like, first of all, just lose the weight and just pay to play. You know, this guy's kidding himself. If he thinks he's going to pick up a hot-looking woman.
I can tell you a million little lines of things to say that'll win over the group, but all you did is turn your body language in like that. And in that moment, because you didn't know that, you gave away all of your value. You said, front foot, I'm interested. That foot, I'm interested. My body, I am interested in you guys. I'm hitting on you. Your unconscious body language is saying, would you like some cock? That is what you're saying. Going in and leaning in with all your body language pointing, you're making them feel uncomfortable. Michael, stand up.
Is what you're teaching not manipulative?
In absolutely no sense is it manipulative. They can say whatever they want. They can package themselves in a way that presents themselves in the best light. So we'll work on their fashion, their grooming, their physique.
Their physique, that's a tenet of the BP, looks maxing. Yeah. Of course, look, I mean, as much criticism as the BP gets, we do encourage men to self-improve. Yeah, and obviously looks maxing is part of it. So the BP is not all doomerism and nihilism. No, we encourage men to self-improve, but temper your expectations. You're not going to land the hot 9 or 10 out of 10, Stacey. You might be able to only attract an average girl, but yeah, looks maxing is a good way to raise your SMV or your sexual market value. Yeah, so this PUA, he's actually mentioned a tenet of the BP, and that is to looks max.
If a guy put just a little bit of effort into all of those areas, and also how he speaks, how he communicates, how he's aware of the social environment and reads it, put that all together, he can notch up a few points on the scale of beauty, and be attractive to women, not just from looks, but his behavior.
Later in the day, the guys spend a little downtime before getting ready for the night. Every moment in the house is a chance to brush up on their skills.
Looks wise.
So what have you got to do to get a 10?
Put a 9 on my arm. With no women around you on your
The guys are dressed for the night. Each outfit has been carefully chosen to make either a statement or reflect a person.
God, whoever sold these guys these clothes certainly had a wonderful sense of humour. I think what they're referring to is peacocking. That's the thing they do teaching PUAs, to dress in such a way that you know to make you more attractive to women. Oh, look, obviously being well dressed, obviously going to improve your chances. But what point is it if you what's the point of a guy who's a 3 out of 10 or a sub 3 guy or a sub 4 guy buys a $2,000 Giorgio Armani suit? He's still going to be an ugly guy in a nice suit. What difference does it make? But obviously, being well dressed and well groomed is going to improve your chances, but it's going to be useless to you if you're an ugly guy or below average looking guy.
Personality, and Sean's was no exception.
Now, by taking a shirt like that, just even pulling it in.
Oh dear! Once again, whoever sold this guy his clothes certainly had a wonderful sense of humour.
There, a little bit there.
Big difference. Big
You
difference.
just sort of touch.
We attend one of the hotels just off the main Las Vegas Strip with its collection of bars and clubs. Erin, an LA radio host and author on Dating for Singles, joined
Did you hear that? An author for Dating on Singles, so she's part of the PUA industry. Yeah.
Sean as his wing girl. She aids in helping the men be more relaxed, which Sean claims creates a more sociable environment. Why do you think it's hard for some men to approach women?
We can be really tough. We can have a big wall up when we meet you.
She's right there. A lot of women can be very standoffish, and a lot of women are about as approachable as a 7 meter long great white shark. Better still, I'll take my chance with a great white shark. But you know what I'm getting at. Yeah, it can be pretty intimidating to approach women. But look, once again, you don't approach women unless she gives you the green light to do so. Cold approaching women without said woman giving you the green light to do so, not a good idea, guys. Not a good idea.
Especially in a bar or a club, we get approached by tons of guys. A lot of guys don't know what they're doing. They're just saying a whole bunch of randomness, and we immediately are like, nope, I don't want any part.
She's got a point there. Look, some guys just got no idea. I've got a close inkwell friend of mine. He knows this guy. He's not friends with the guy. He's a deny cell. This guy's pathetic. He's in his late 40s. He's a virgin, and he believes in this PUA stuff. And he looks like Groucho Marx. I'm not kidding you. He showed me my inkwell friend showed me a picture of this guy. He's a dead ringer for Groucho Marx, and this guy's got no idea. He believes in PUA. He thinks he's a pickup artist. Mate, this guy would be lucky to score a root in a brothel with a fistful of 50s. He's hideous. He's got no idea. He grabs women without them, he puts them in the headlocks. And one time, one woman punched him, and rightly so, because he was touching her and stuff like that. Yeah, this guy's asking for trouble. He's got no idea, and some guys have got no idea. They really don't know how to interact or talk to women. You got to read a woman's body language. You read the signals. You don't invade their personal space, and you just read their body language. But some guys are absolutely hopeless. Actually, PUAs are hopeless at reading body language. If you watch them, do those stupid cold approaches in the daytime, the woman's rejecting the PUA. And some, to be fair, these ladies, they're being ladylike about it, and these PUAs just don't get it. They just don't get it. Yeah. But no, the young lady, she does have a point. There's some guys who just got no idea on how to approach and interact with women.
Part of that.
How is Sean different from other dating coaches?
He's got a really great presence. I mean, he kind of, just being out with him in Vegas, he commands attention. He's got this kind of international suave quality he brings in, which women love, men love. People just want to be around it.
Sean attracts attention from other partygoers, as well as creating a natural vibe about the guys, who are simply enjoying their evening. While the men were engaged in their social group, we noticed on a few occasions Richard was a little quiet. Later that evening, in a VIP area, Sean does his best to keep an eye out for my
VIP area. Look, I never went to nightclubs. I was more into live. I was more into live pub rock. But I understand in America, with certain nightclubs, you can buy a section or bottles and or yeah, they cost quite a fair bit of money. One time I was looking at a website of a nightclub there in Miami, Florida. I know this particular video is shot in Las Vegas, but it started at $400 right up to $4,000 for a VIP suite. So there's this VIP section that would have cost a lot of money. Anyway,
Michael, who sat with a woman he'd met earlier. Michael wastes no time in kiss-closing the woman. We notice she is wearing a wedding ring. Sean socialises further. We turn to find Michael getting friendly with the married woman's friend, and soon enough, with the both of them.
okay, look, on the face of it, lucky guy. He's making out with two hot blonde Stacys. That's great. I mean, I wouldn't say no to a threesome with two hot blonde Stacys, or any woman for that matter. I tell you why this is sus. I've read reports, and I'd believe it, that one of the ways the PUA scammers fool their clients into believing what they've been taught works, they'll pay some hookers, and I strongly suspect that these two ladies could be that. They'll tell them to turn up to the bar on nightclub where they're holding the boot camp, and they'll tell the ladies, look, go home and sleep with this guy. And so to fool the guy that what he's been taught works. Look, I mean, to pick up two blonde hot Stacys like that, you got to be a Chad, and this guy's definitely no Chad. I mean, he's not ugly, but he's definitely no Chad either. So this is very sus. I think this has been set up. Honestly, I do. Yeah, I believe it too. The PUAs, PUAs do a lot of dirty stuff, and I strongly suspect that these two ladies were paid to turn up and sleep with this guy, because with this guy's looks, and once again, he's not ugly, but he's not a Chad either. Only a Chad could pick up these two Stacys, and so I think this has been a setup. Sorry.
In the pickup world, this is referred to as a three-way kiss close, rare but as seen, doable. Michael left with both women that night. Day 4 at the house, and the men review their progress. They had each identified areas of improvement from their previous workshop. There was no mention of Michael's performance from last night. His three-way kiss close was almost seen as normal.
You gave up all your friends.
No, it's not normal. That was a setup. I'm sorry, it was. No, there's no way with that guy's looks. There's no way he could pick up two hot blonde Stacys like that. I believe if it was a Chad could do it. But then again, a Chad wouldn't need to pay a PUA. He just puts himself out there. Women give him the choosing signals, and the rest is history. But no, that threesome that PUA student had with those two blonde Stacys, that was a setup. Sorry, those were paid to turn up.
To spend more time with her. You don't do anything anymore. Eventually, she's just going to find you boring and want to move on.
Talks and presentations go on throughout the day. Sean continues to further discuss his methods and developments for each of the men. Richard was very quiet the night before.
And there's a good reason for that. And I speak from personal experience. If you don't experience much luck with the ladies, it tends to change your personality. Not in the sense that it turns you into a bad person. No, you're still a good person. But I mean, me personally, I wouldn't say that I used to be an extrovert or life of the party, so to speak. No, but when I was younger and much naive, I was more outgoing, and I had no problems trying to talk to girls or women. But when you keep getting rejected all the time, it's a very humbling experience. Very humbling experience. And I went from I wouldn't say an extrovert, from a more outgoing guy to what I am now, a very shy, reserved man. And I am. I'm extremely shy, reserved man. I mean, obviously, once I get to know somebody and get to trust them, I tend to open up. But I'm generally pretty shy and reserved, and I can see why the gentleman here is as well. All that rejection, and you sort of crawl into your shell and stay there.
Bearing that in mind, We wanted to set him a challenge as he'd now attended 2 of Sean's dating workshops. We asked...
Yeah, they attended 2 workshops, so you paid $4,000 each time, so that's $8,000. Oh, that buys you a lot of pay to play. I don't know what it is with some guys. It's their bloody egos. Drop the ego. Look, at the end of the day, we all pay for it, unless you're Chad. Just pay for play. Oh, I don't know.
asked Sean to have Richard approach a woman during the day, otherwise known as day game. The objective, to see if he could do it. This is known to be harder than approaching a woman at night, as during the day it's least expected. We place a hidden microphone on Richard and visit a shopping mall. It was obvious Richard was a little nervous. We wanted to see if Sean's methods and training were actually working for him, as he previously suffered anxiety in approaching women.
Well, yeah, that's understandable. I don't approach women anymore, but on the few times that I did, it was nerve-wracking. You're scared of being rejected harshly, making a fool of yourself. Yeah, just don't do it. And unfortunately, what they're going to get poor Rich to do, they're going to get him to cold approach some women in the daytime. Yeah, no, that's not a good idea, guys. Don't do it.
We find our location and from a distance observe. All Richard has to do is approach a woman and open her, which means start a conversation. We wait for 5 minutes to see if anyone takes his liking. Another 5 minutes pass, and another. It was becoming apparent that Richard was getting anxious. Sean tries to find ways to relax him as another 5 minutes pass. After 25 minutes, Sean spots a woman for Richard to approach. It's time for him to obey Sean's 3-second rule.
Quick question. Have you ever seen the movie The Fantastic Four?
I have not.
There's a guy, an actor in it, Michael Chiklis, and ever since I've come to Vegas, I've been approached about a dozen times by people saying, "Oh, you're Michael Chiklis, you're Michael Chiklis." Is that a good thing?
It's a good thing, yes. But
Oh dear, my cringe meter just exploded. Yeah, look, cold approaching was a pretty nerve-wracking experience because every time you approach them, you're effectively putting your ego on the line, and each time you get rejected, it doesn't do your confidence any favors. But I mean, this poor Richard is kidding himself if he thinks he's gonna pick up a woman doing this cold approaching stuff, or you just don't do it. Look, there was one guy, he's from New York. His name is Richard Janker, and he was a Chad. He's a Chad. He's about 6 foot tall, no homo, pretty good looking guy, and even he admitted, because he used to do a lot of this cold approaching stuff, his net success rate was 10%. Of women that he approached. That's a Chad. So I don't think, so could you imagine if someone who looked like Richard or any other below average looking guy tried to do this stuff? They're going to get rejected every single time. Just don't do it, guys.
Despite the fact that I was scared out of my skin, the fact that I was able to do this and to overcome my fear gave me an enormous sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. And from here, I can't imagine that anything would be more difficult.
Yeah, he was definitely nervous. It was irrespective of how it went. Did he get a number? Did they become friends? Did he get married to that girl? Who cares? He made the approach. Then one day when the perfect woman walks along that he's attracted to, could be the mother of his children, just waiting to happen, he's not going to miss an opportunity because he's still going to feel the anxiousness, but he's going to obey the 3-second rule. 3, 2, 1, go.
Look, I don't mean to throw poor Richard under the bus, but I mean, first he's got to lose weight. The guy's obviously very overweight. Realistically, he's got to pay for play. I mean, the guy's a millionaire. I mean, he'd be foolish getting married again. I think he said, what, did he lose $1 million in his first divorce? He got beta bucks. Does he want to do that again? No. Yeah, I think he's just got to swallow his pride and just pay to play. And he'd be probably better off. Because if he gets married again, he'll just get beta buxed and end up in a dead bedroom marriage. But anyway.
Our short time with Sean on his 4-day workshop has come to an end. Sean would now spend a further 3 days with the men at Zion Park hiking. He called this time creating a life. We never got to meet Eric, aka Mystery, on our visit to the States, but our world to the pickup community had opened. Sean's prices for teaching men were aimed at those with money. We wanted to seek out pickup instructors back here in the UK who are teaching the everyday man.
My name's Kezia Noble, and since 2006, I have been showing men from across the world how to increase the success rate with women in all areas.
Kezia Noble, as I call her, Kezia, she's not so noble. Yeah, she's a female PUA from, I think she's based in London, there in the UK. No, she charges big money. I remember many years ago, this Asian guy, Barzel, from, I think he's from Sydney like myself. He went over to London to attend a boot camp held by this lady called Kezia. She's not so noble, and he paid £4,000, which is about just under 8,000 Australian dollars. He would have spent $2,000 for the airfare. It's 10 grand, probably a couple of grand for accommodation. God, some spending money. So this guy's gone halfway across the world. He's gone to the other side of the world just to get rejected by women again. I mean, the money that he wasted on the boot camp that he went to, yeah, he could have stayed in Sydney and had some serious pay to play. Because what Kezia Noble did, she made this Ricel guy do a presentation, give a testimonial. Well, did he get any success? I doubt it, because this guy wasn't. I don't mean to throw this guy under the bus, but he wasn't very attractive, and plus he's an Asian guy, Ricel, and unfortunately, Asian guys, they do struggle in dating. But it is what it is.
We make contact with Kezia and receive an invite to attend her workshop in London. London is said to have the second largest pickup activity outside of America. We learn
a lot of gullible people there in the UK, if that's the case.
That on any given weekend, there are up to 5 workshops happening at any one time, delivered by the many self-taught, self-approved pickup instructors. London's popularity is due to its international melting pot and the diversity of the women found in the vast nightclub scene. We attend Kezia's boot camp, which takes place in a conference space just off London's Regent Street. 14 men are in attendance, each paying £340 for a 12-hour pickup crash course. We're under strict instructions that most of the men in this room do not want to be filmed, as they feel it will impact on their private and professional lives. Their backgrounds consist of doctors, lawyers, bankers and businessmen.
Why would an otherwise intelligent person like a doctor, lawyer, or businessman waste their money on this crap? Given the money that excuse me, given the money that these guys can earn, they're just better off paying to play. Anyway.
They have travelled from all over the UK and some travelling from as far as Germany. Only a few did not mind being filmed. Kezia, what's it like being a female pickup instructor?
You get a lot of attention because you're the only woman that's doing it. It's a bit like an all-boys club, and I've come along and I've come into their tree house and rocked the boat. There's a lot of hostility towards a female trainer, a lot of hostility. And there's also a lot of gratitude for it also. Men want an honest female opinion.
Look, I don't mean to sound sexist or misogynistic. I love and respect women, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But let's be honest, guys. Female dating advice is about as much use as a car without wheels and an engine. It's useless. It's absolutely useless. And you go on any Manosphere channel, they'll say the same thing. Female dating advice is just rubbish. Women say one thing, but they do the complete other. Like, for example, women would say, "Oh, we want a nice guy." Yeah, bullshit. And who they end up dating? They end up dating the bad boy dickhead. So, women give terrible dating advice. They really do. Once again, I'm not a misogynist. I'm not sexist. But I'm just stating some facts.
There's no, I've got to be that larger-than-life character in order to attract women. That's a myth.
Don't mean to sound simpish, but God, she's got a great set of legs. I mean, she's hot, out of my league, but great set of legs.
If you want to get used to approaching women and starting up a conversation
and getting used to that whole opening experience, I'm going to give you routines and I'm going to give you rules just to get over that barrier.
Some people might consider you attractive. If this wasn't the case, do you think you'd be doing so well?
No, I would not be doing so well. You see, men want to know what's going in the mind of the girl that they fancied or they had a crush on at school. I was the type of guy, I was like the cheerleader girl, you know, UK equivalent. I was the bitchy, difficult girl that the guys wanted and they couldn't get.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but she's up herself. Well, totally out of my league. I mean, I could never attract a woman like that, not in a million years. Yeah, but I could believe that she comes across as being a bit up herself.
And still, I think this sort of haunts guys almost. They're like, I wanted that girl. And they're still looking for that girl in some ways, the girl that they never got. So I'm showing these kind of women. I'm showing what's going in the mind of an attractive woman.
Let me tell you what goes through the mind of an attractive woman, or any woman for that matter, when she's approached by an average, or worse still, a below average looking guy, and that is, how do I get rid of this creep? That's what goes through the mind of a woman when she's approached by an unattractive man. How do I get rid of this creep? Yeah.
Every single trainer on my team brings something valuable. Okay, they've got their own personalities, their own methods, their own techniques. Again, there's no set method. But I have handpicked these trainers. They all bring something very valuable. And Ali's is advanced game. High energy. He's like a force of nature.
What's up? Now I like it. Now you're my man. I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna show you some really special tricks that I'm not gonna show anyone else. Cause that's it. It's compliance. I just did the compliance test right here. We're not gonna teach you tricks. We're not gonna teach you ways or strategies to manipulate people. Cause it's bullshit. It's horrible. It's not you, right? We want you to be you. We want you to be successful for who you are. It's a bit like it's kind of a page out of a Hollywood movie. You see a beautiful girl, you walk up to her. It's kind of romantic, If you do it properly, you sweep her off her feet, and she feels wow, amazing. Even if she has a boyfriend, she gives you her number. Opening, comfort, and closing.
What you teach, is that not manipulative?
Yeah.
What I teach is manipulative. I believe it is manipulative to a certain extent.
Once again, the whole premise of PUA teachings is that if you can somehow press the right emotional buttons on a woman, that will get her to overlook your physical shortcomings and will get her to sleep with you. Look, you can't talk your way into a woman's pants. There has to be physical attraction. She has to find you physically attractive, right? So you can spin whatever cheesy pickup lines on a particular woman. It's not going to make her want to go to bed with you. She has to be physically attracted to you. I'm sorry, there's no other way around it.
As I believe that a woman pushing herself in to a corset that doesn't fit her to create the illusion that she is thinner or has a better body than she actually does. I think that a woman who lies about her age, I think a woman who lies about her intentions when she's with a man, oh no, I just want fun, but really she wants marriage. I think that's all manipulation. So yes, it is manipulation, but it's no worse than what women are doing to men on a daily basis.
All right, so let's say she's walking. How do you stop her? The first one is running in front of her and stopping her. Okay? I need a volunteer up here. But we're all friends here. There is no silly mistake. There is no, what do you call it, embarrassment or shyness. If you do that, you're not going to get anywhere. In the field, I will kick your ass. Literally. Say, go. You don't, fuck off, and I will deal with the other person. Right? There is no time here. Right? You only have an hour and a half. You got to do this. Okay? Hi.
What they're showing here is also known as the Yad stop. There's a very infamous PUA. Actually, he's based in London as well. He goes by the name of Yad, spelled Y-A-D. And what this buffoon does, he races up to women and does what this guy just done. Races up in front of them, races up behind them, and gets in front of them and stops them and tries to run PUA game on them. Don't do it, guys. Once again, you don't approach a woman unless she gives you the green light or the choosing signals to do so. you do stuff like this, you're probably going to get the cops called on you. Yeah, so this is the infamous Yad stop.
Hi. Okay, so what's the difference between me and his approach?
He was a bit too rushed.
Too rushed. Too rushed. Yeah, if I was a girl, what would I do? So,
Yeah, and in one of Yad's stops, he actually he sprinted up he sprinted up an escalator where a woman, and then jumped in front of her and tried to run game, and accordingly the woman rejected him straight away. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Yeah, do this, guys. Don't.
I came across more confident, more calm. Why? Exactly, exactly. Because I take my time instead of rushing it. This is so much fun, guys. Enjoy this. Seriously, it's like, you know, playing football or playing video games or whatever. Same thing. Hello.
Ali continues to demonstrate further approaches. He goes on to prepare the men for what to say to women they'll approach, from simply asking directions to complimenting them for what they are wearing. Equipped with the knowledge from their morning session, the men take to the street, where they are split into groups. Their mission is to approach women in London's West End and in and around Oxford Street. Each group of men are assisted by
A close equal friend of mine, he paid $3,000 for a boot camp, and it was held here in Sydney. Well, because he's from Sydney like myself, and yeah, this is very similar to what they did. They obviously they did stuff in the classroom, and then they took him out in the streets of Sydney to cold approach women, where he got no results.
Kezia's senior coaches. Kezia did not want to be seen out on the day game. She did not want to be recognised by other instructors, which she said could draw attention to her and her students.
I'm here from Germany, and my aim really is to improve my social skills and to get better results with women.
Carson's interactions were short, simply asking women for directions to nearby landmarks. He was getting a few smiles. Carson, what have your past relationships been like?
Past relationships have been a real horror. I just had a divorce 2 years ago, and that was a...
No homo. He's one of the better looking guys. He looks pretty tall. But he didn't have to do this stuff. I mean, I think if he went on a dating site, he'd probably find a woman that way, or through mutual friends or acquaintances. Yeah, he's probably one of the better. No homo. He's one of the better looking guys. But I don't know why he's going to this thing.
real horror for me. So,
We were restricted from placing a microphone on the men during the day game, as the agreement with Kezia was only to observe. Through our observations, I found Carson had finally built the courage to go one step further and just to ask for directions. In this 10-minute or so interaction, Carson had created good rapport with his chosen woman. During this conversation, he had touched the woman's arm 9 times, and she seemed very comfortable. What was it like today, going out and doing day game?
today going day game was really fun. I had a lot of honest in-field feedback, and that helped me a lot.
On the other side of Oxford Street, things were working out a little different for Dean. Dean, what did you want?
Well, what did you expect? I mean, I don't mean to throw this guy under the bus, but yeah, bald, yeah, funny looking. He's doing the ad stop. Oh, it's going to be tough for this guy. Really tough. And not that I can talk on. I mean, he mogs me into oblivion, but this day game's, this cold approach him is just not going to work for this guy. Sorry.
To get from this workshop?
The biggest part that I wanted to get was basically communicating with people in small groups. I found that I was doing okay with larger groups, but approaching women one-to-one was a big issue I had. My confidence always took a nosedive.
Yeah, well, constant rejection tends to do that. When you're constantly rejected by women, well, does 2 things. Number one, it destroys your self-confidence, and it can also potentially do some real damage to your mental health. Yeah.
The biggest issue that I've ever had previously was being blown off and not saying the right things at the right time, which was a structure that I needed.
Dean was able to approach women. However, he is not able to build or maintain any kind of connection.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. Look at the guy. He's not a particularly good-looking guy. Yeah, that's what that's what happens when you cold approach women as an unattractive man. You're not going to get a positive response.
What have your past relationships been like?
Absolute nightmares. So I'm very grateful to be able to improve on my relationship status on communications too.
That's code for I'm an inkwell.
One of the biggest issues I have previously is from poor communication.
What was it like today, going out and doing day game?
My day game struggled a little bit to start with. It was obviously taking me out of my comfort zone. I wasn't 100% happy with it. After I got past the first two ladies, I was actually quite fine. And then what I found her doing, I was approaching ladies and just saying, hi, you look beautiful and you look fantastic today. And then I built up to saying, hey, you look beautiful, fantastic, my name is Dean, and just building it up to a point of getting telephone numbers. So I was quite impressed. I was quite happy with it. Had a good result.
Kezia, how do you think most women will feel about what you teach?
If you read a woman's magazine, any type of fashion magazine or health magazine, what they do is they have a page that tells you how to get a man to propose to you very quickly, on how to trap men, literally, and they have articles that say how to trap him and keep him, how to make sure he gets a ring on your finger, how to get the most out of him. And they go, oh, that's girl power. Brilliant. You know, sisterhood. And then they look at me and I'm trying to help guys and they say, this is wrong.
Back at base and after their individual feedback, Kezia takes the floor with night game. She prepares the men with new routines.
Night game is aimed at men trying to pick up women in nightclubs and bars. It's brutal. I mean, it's not as brutal as day game because at least in a nightclub or at a singles function or speed rejection function, should I say, women are expecting to be approached. I mean, they want to be approached by Chad, but obviously in that environment, in a nightclub or a bar, that's what we expect to be approached. So that's what this night game stuff is. Yeah, no, not once again, not a good idea. I mean, look, nightclubs are brutal environments to try and meet women. They're sausage fests. You're competing against much better looking guys. And as we all know, the nightclub industry is in terminal decline. So even if this stuff worked, which it doesn't. But even if it did, what good, what use of it is it going to be to you if you've got nowhere to practice it because there's hardly any nightclubs around? Some people blame the pandemic. No, look, even before the pandemic, the nightclub industry all over the world has been in terminal decline. All the pandemic did was just accelerate the process. Yeah, so yeah, no, night game approaching women in nightclubs is not a good idea, guys. Not a good idea.
To overcome what they might face that evening when approaching women in bars and clubs.
So let's look at what the distractions are around women. Her friends. This girl who's stopping you from having anything with this woman that you desire. It's a cock blocker. And this might be very familiar to some of you. The plump, miserable friend. The best thing to do, you turn around and you say to her, you know what? It looks like I'm interrupting something here. I'm going to come back later. By the way, and you say this to the pretty friend, you say, you should really treasure a friend like that. And they go, huh? And you go, she's got your back. You can see, like, she's, checking out every guy that speaks to you, and she's assessing him on your behalf, and most friends would never do that. And you leave them on that, and you go. Now, oh my God, so many things have happened here. Multiple levels. First of all, you're cool. You're not this guy trying to make them argue amongst each other. At the same time, she's thinking, she's bugging me now, this friend. He's brought up something here. She's like my bodyguard or something. She's like my chaperone. The ugly friend feels even uglier now because you've kind of said that she's some sort of like guard dog or Rottweiler. And the other one's getting a little bit pissed off with her friend. So that hatred's not going to you, it's going to her. Because you've done nothing wrong. You're amazing.
Would you teach the art of pickup to women? Is it possible?
Try telling a woman, I think you've put on some weight, and see the reaction. It won't be one of, okay, well, I better get down the gym and do something about this. It will be an attack on you. And I've done it. I've said to women some things that they need to improve. And the first thing is, well, you must be a bitch or you must be jealous. So the attack is their defense mechanism. You have to literally go around the houses to get to the point. I don't have time for that.
Kezia and the
Why would a woman have to pay a dating coach to meet a man. When women have so many dating slash hookup options at their disposal, all they've got to do is jump on a website, and regardless of what she looks like, there'll be a million desperate simps sending her messages. So yeah, no, why would a woman have to pay a dating coach to meet a man? I mean, dating for women is just so ridiculously easy. And it's totally rigged in their favour. You know, there's a lot of desperate simps out there, a lot of lonely guys. So yeah, anyway.
Team worked late into the evening, acting out numerous role plays as well as discussing new approaches and routines. The men in this room will make their final notes before stepping out into London's West End night scene. Unfortunately for us, we were not allowed to continue following them. We were told that they felt distracted and uncomfortable by our presence,
More like embarrassed.
which in turn was affecting their pickup game.
As if a film crew is going to affect their pickup game. I mean, the only thing that's going to affect their pickup game is their looks and whether women find them physically attractive, not the presence of a camera crew.
During our time with Kezia and through one of her clients, we are contacted by another London pickup instructor named Robert Baxter. So far on our journey, we'd seen the social approach to attracting women with Sean and the direct approach with Kezia. Baxter wanted to showcase his natural seduction approach. He invites us to his 2-day workshop, which takes place south of the river in Clapham. Baxter prefers small, intimate groups. He also encourages no note-taking.
Welcome to Baxter Seduction. I'm Baxter, and I'll be taking you over these 2 days through an awesome roller coaster volcano experience. So I'm going to do this by showing you some routines, gambits, and good stories. And
We are given access to all areas.
He's pushing pickup lines. They don't work.
And the men in attendance, each paying £600, don't care about hiding their identities. This is Tom's first workshop, a 22-year-old economics student living in London.
Yeah, my past relationships have been good. I think this whole program wasn't really about being able to have a relationship. It was about being able to meet lots of different people, to have options, and to just socially interact with more.
Look, no homo here. I don't know why this guy's going on this PUA thing. I mean, he's not ugly. I mean, he's not chat either. He's probably from a woman's point of view, he's probably considered a high tier normally. I don't know why he's wasting his money on this stuff.
People. So the method I'm going to show you is called Capture, Bond, Sex. It's 3 easy stages, and it's going to take you from the beginning to the end of a whole scenario with a woman.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to just with his PUA Baxter. I think presently he's teamed up with Mystery, and they offer boot camps, and they charge huge amounts of money. I remember looking on their website a few years ago. They've got 3 levels of boot camps. I think the 1 or 2 day one's about $4,000 or $5,000. The 3-day one's about $7,000 or $8,000, and the week long one's about $12,000 or $13,000. That's US dollars. I mean, what a rip-off! What a scam! But unfortunately, idiots pay it to do what? To cold approach women and get rejected by them. I mean, the huge money that the PUA fanboys pay for these to attend these things. That buys you a lot of pay to play. And once again, you can't teach attraction, but unfortunately, there's a lot of lonely, desperate, vulnerable guys who fall for this stuff.
Hey, I was just chatting to my friend Alison over there, and we were discussing, do you think it's better to be wanted or needed? Yeah. But before I go, it's a 2-part question. Right. Attraction or desire?
What they're pushing here is opinion openers. I suppose the way to break the ice with a woman, like you approach a woman and you ask her for opinion on something. That's something I was taught. Like, don't get me wrong, I never spent any money on PUA boot camps or anything like that. But when I was reading through some PUA material, it was suggested that I should ask a woman for her opinion on something. Yeah, it's a good way to break the ice, I guess. But once again, that woman's got to be physically attracted to you first.
I think it's more powerful. You're pointing to yourself on all the good attributes, attraction, desire. Before I get to know someone deep inside, I've got criteria I normally go by. But I can only tell you if you're open-minded and friendly. Are you?
Yeah.
I thought so. Okay, the first is, I don't like girls that wear too much makeup. They put a little kiss here, but if she's being hard with you, she's being a bit off with you or challenging you, then you can actually say that's far too much. I love girls with good taste in shoes. You see? So she's going to be like, great, oh wow, a man has actually noticed my shoes. Would you consider yourself special? She'll say yes. Well, come over here, I want to tell you it 'cause it's a bit secret. Okay. Well, you know, I won Best Kisser in uni 2 years in a row, so I only kiss girls.
Baxter continually breaks down his routines to discuss the psychological, deeper meanings behind them, as well as highlight the supposed responses these men will get when using them.
You talked about fashion and underwear and her shoes, which she loves. You span her round. You've isolated her to another area with you to talk more intimately. You know, what else is going to happen? Loads of stuff.
But what would you say to people watching this who think you're taking advantage of men with low self-esteem?
I'm glad you asked that. It's like, how can you put a price on a beautiful relationship where you're going to be, you know, £600 having the partner of your life?
Well, he's bullshitting here. He's taking advantage of vulnerable men. All these PUA scammers do. As in the book, The 48 Laws of Dating, written by Richard Wallace. What's the very first law? Never trust a dating coach. I wouldn't trust these guys as far as I could spit. Do you think, you know, these PUAs, they woke up one morning and said, "Oh, those poor, lonely, sexually frustrated inkwells. Let's help them get better with women." That's crap. When PUAs say they want to help you, the only thing they want to help you with is gaining access to your bank details and your credit card. That's how they want to help you. They want to help you help themselves gain access to your credit card. They don't want to help you get better with women. Come on, let's be honest, guys. When it comes to women and bedroom fun, it's every man for himself. There's no honor amongst men.
Most of my regular clients are now married. Regular, I mean they saw me once a week for maybe 3 months, and 4 of them are now married out of like the 6 of them.
In a getting to know session, Baxter asks the men what they hope to achieve from the 2-day workshop.
It's quite difficult, you know, to sort of go up to someone you'd never met before and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" and make that bond without them just being like, "What are you doing?"
You've always been introduced to meet someone. You've never actually gone and done a cold approach, or you know, you're not too familiar with it.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So when you're walking down the street, you sort of see a 10, like, I wouldn't go up and introduce myself, where I'd like that to be the case. You know?
What's really important is that a man can dance. Women love and they're attracted to men that can dance on the dance floor. So it's not...
Look, being able to dance, I suppose, is an attractive attribute to have, but once again, there's got to be physical attraction. Many years ago, I used to be a member of an inkwell board, and we had one poor bloke. He was 50 years old at the time, and this whole, geez, we're going back more than 14 years ago. So, God, if he'd be 64 years old, he identified as a virgin. Absolutely no luck with women, but he said he was a really good dancer. He used to attend ballroom dancer. He said that women would dance with him because he was a good dancer, but they wouldn't have relationships with him because he described himself as being physically ugly. So they dance with him, yeah, sure, but would that but they wouldn't have relationships with him. So in the end, he decided to bite the bullet, and he went over to Thailand for a sex holiday to get rid of his virginity. So yeah, look, being able to dance is good. But once again, there's got to be that woman has to find you physically attractive. Me personally, I can't dance for crap. I hate it. I think it's stupid. I mean, good luck to people who can do it, but I personally can't stand it. I think it's ridiculous.
Candice is a key member of Baxter's seduction team. Her workshop consists of dance, teaching the men everything from the common two-step to dancing with a woman when in a club or bar environment. This in turn, she feels, will make the men more in tune with their social environment.
Good. Right, one of the moves I absolutely love to teach and makes everyone look at you at the dance floor is called the matrix. Say there's a slow part in the music where it all calms down and everybody else on the dance floor, it's the bit where they go, oh. You're the one that's going to go, and back. Everyone's going to look at you because you're the one that's doing something interesting. All right? Do you want to do it? That's it. You're just a tiny bit stiff, really loosening up. Imagine there are 2 bullets. I mean, you would be going further back than that, wouldn't you? Can you make the first bit slow? Sorry, the first bit.
I've spent about 600 quid, and to some people that might seem like a lot of money, but it's a sort of a life-changing event, and I think the sort of material items I could have bought for that wouldn't be nearly as worthwhile for myself.
Baxter finishes the workshop by highlighting further routines and approaches, gearing the men for the night to come. It's early evening and we find ourselves in Chelsea's main high street. In a busy bar, we are joined by John, another member of Baxter's seduction team. Baxter prepares Tom for his first approach. The objective is to warm up. At random, we choose 2 women sat close by for Tom to approach.
Excuse me, girls, can I ask you a quick question? Yes. I was just having a chat with my friend Alice over there, and we were discussing, which do you think's more important, to be wanted or to be needed? Tough question, right?
Once again, he's running the opinion opener. When I was, as I said before, I've never spent any money on PA boot camps or anything like that. But when I was reading some PA material, when it suggested an opinion opener, one thing it said, ask women a thing like, "Oh, who do you think cheats more, men or women?" And I actually did run that on a few women. Most of them, were okay about it. One woman got really shitty and said, "What a stupid thing to ask." I said, "Okay, sorry, lady." Yeah, so basically what this guy's doing, is one thing the PUA teaches is called an opinion over. As I said before, yeah, look, I suppose it's a good way to break the ice with a woman, but once again, women have to be physically attracted to you first.
No, honestly, it's my friend Alice over there, and I thought I'd come over and ask you 2 girls, what do you think?
In life or on a night out?
Which do you think is more important, attraction or desire? No.
Attraction.
Why attraction? I'm Tom, by the way. Nice to meet you. Emily. Becca. Yeah.
What are your answers?
Well, I was saying with her...
Tom spoke to the women for just over 13 minutes. Baxter's opening routine had clearly worked in allowing Tom to speak to 2 women he had never met before. We decide to break the #1 rule of pickup.
Those ladies, they weren't too bad. Look, I mean, one of them was average, the other one was a little bit above average. Look, I suppose they tolerated him because they probably... he's definitely not a Chad, but they tolerated him. I don't know. I don't know how those 2 ladies would have reacted if, say, a sub 3 guy approached them. It probably wouldn't have been as positive. But anyway,
we tell the women about Tom running a routine on them.
I was really impressed by the guy who just came and talked to us. He just projected so much confidence, and it's really nice when somebody can just come up to you and talk to you in a bar like that who you don't know and just have a nice chat for a few minutes. Very rarely the guys kind of come and talk to you very openly in a bar and seem like they want to get to know you. It's really...
Yeah, but it's conditional on the looks of the guy who's talking to you. I mean, had Tom been an ugly guy, I don't think these women would have been that friendly to him. Yeah.
Really sweet. It was very impressive.
It was important to understand what the women's first impressions were, but we found this would serve as a mere warm-up for what was to come. Later that evening, we find ourselves in a popular Chelsea nightclub. The night is in full flow, and Baxter wastes no time in demonstrating to his students why...
Yeah, once again, nightclubs are an absolutely brutal environment to try and meet women. The sausage fests, you're competing against a lot better looking guys. Look, and even if you do manage to fluke it and take a girl home, is the bedroom fun really going to be that good? Chances are you're both going to be pissed as farts. Sorry, pissed is Australian slang for getting drunk. And even if the bedroom fun is consensual and should always be 100% consensual, what's to stop her from changing her mind the next morning or whenever changing one and making a false allegation against you? And look at the money you got to spend. I mean, nightclub entry fees, cost of alcohol, even if you buy alcohol for yourself, food. And because you're going to be too pissed to drive home or too drunk to drive home, it's going to be a very expensive Uber or taxi to get back home. So really, you're probably better off pay to play. Anyway.
He was worth paying £600 for. We're not sure if he was putting on a show for the camera, but what was evident was his routines would work time and time again. He made the process look simple: engage, build quick fun rapport, and then number close. On the other side of the club, we find Tom, who's midway through a routine. It looks like he is having fun, and it seems he has fine-tuned the routine to make the young woman more comfortable. Although he doesn't seem like a natural, he still keeps her engaged. We did not attach a microphone to Baxter or Tom, as the club's music was far too loud. Through body language alone, we do see the men connect with their chosen women. Tom isolates his woman. And
but only because she found him attractive. I mean, you know, I'm not saying the guy's a Chad, but the guy's pretty tall. I suppose he's a high tier normie now. She's only kissing him now because she found him physically attractive. Had Tom been a sub 3, or forget about it. She would have rejected him and probably told him to go away, get lost. So it wasn't PUA that got Tom to kiss this girl. I don't know what happened afterwards. I don't know if they ended up going home and sleeping with each other or whatever happened, but she obviously found him passably attractive. It wasn't PUA that got Tom this girl.
The kiss closes. He then follows up with a number close.
Okay guys, as you know, this is Supernatural Game. Now we're going to make you guys attractive from the inside out.
Day 2 of Baxter's workshop takes place in an apartment in Soho, London. Heading the workshop is John. In the community, he is regarded as the day game guru. He's been with the team for the last 2 years. In this relaxed environment, and with the aid of Candice, he shows the men how to approach women in the street.
Hey.
Oh, the ad stop. No, you don't want to do that, guys. Nothing too. I know I've mentioned this in previous videos, but as we're all aware, governments all over the world, even here in Australia, they've really ramped up their sexual harassment laws. So you really don't want to be doing this stuff. Once again, you don't approach a woman unless she gives you the green light to do so. You definitely don't. You don't want to be doing the notorious yad stop.
Now I deliver my line. So what I'm doing there is I'm getting in front of you. I'm literally stopping you. I'm using my body language to stop you, and I'm using my eye contact to stop you.
John highlights 3 routines.
No, you're using your body language to scare the poor bloody woman. God, these PUA teach some dreadful, terrible stuff.
We'd seen very similar routines run by Ali in Kezia's workshop. We later learned that Baxter and Kezia have actually worked together some time ago. From an advantage point, we have the opportunity to get as close to the action as possible. We have John microphoned. We want to see if he can really practice what he preaches, and if so, how it's done. He patiently waits to find 2 women he likes the look of.
Hey, excuse me, Are you friendly? Do you know what, it's just that literally I'm just standing there waiting for my phone for a few minutes. And if I'm honest, I saw you walking down and I thought, come and meet someone cool. Waiting for you as well.
Yeah.
Is it the same friends as mine, do you think? My name's John.
Hi, John.
Where are you off to? What's your name in case I ever see you again? What's your name?
I don't think you'll never see me again.
Never see you again?
No, I'm really late with my friends.
Ah, how late? Do you know what? Come here, come back, just quickly, come back. Do you have like Facebook or something? I'll just chuck you a message. You can either say yes or no.
This is pathetic. I mean, the woman's rejecting. The woman's rejecting. You just accept the rejection and just move on. But no, these autistic PUAs, they've got to keep persisting. Oh dear. I've seen other videos of these PUA guys doing this day game nonsense. The woman's rejecting the PUA, and they still go back. These guys can't read body language. They're absolutely hopeless. That's why I call PUA picking up autism.
No.
Oh, no. It's not possible.
It's cool. It's cool.
John's first set of approaches did not prove fruitful. But as John would say, it's a matter of warming up.
Excuse me.
Or as we say in the BP and Incore community, the first 1,000 approaches is just a warm-up, bro. If you got to do this stuff, it's a wrap. It's over. Women aren't interested in you. Once again, you don't approach a woman unless she gives you the green light to do so.
Are you friendly? Yeah, look at you smiling already. I absolutely love your style and your vibe. So I thought I'd come and say hi. That's cool, right?
Thank you.
But only if you were friendly. I thought I might as well come and say hi quickly while I'm waiting for my friend. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Of course it's cool, right? Where's that accent from?
America. I'm afraid I actually am super late.
Super late. Now I know you're definitely American. So what's the plans for tonight? What's on the agenda?
Random house party of people who I don't know. So So
high five for that.
Should be
That's
good.
Like, see, that's
Should
how you
be
meet new
good.
people. Really? But you like to high five? No, how? It's a hard high five. That's well practiced over the years, right?
Yeah.
Like,
What are you doing with your Saturday apart from meeting random people on the street?
I'm only meeting random people. No, I'm not. I'm waiting for my friend. I've got his like 5 or so minutes late. But you're not as loud as a normal American. How come? Why are you
Something was clearly happening here. In a short space of time, John was able to connect with complete strangers, build rapport, and engage with women during the day, which in the pickup world has always been seen to be more difficult than at night.
Can I take your number or your Facebook? What's a good way of getting back in contact with you?
Yeah, approaching women during the day is not a good idea, guys. Just don't do it. As I said before, governments all over the world have really ramped up their sexual harassment laws, and yeah, you don't want to end up in a jail cell.
Cheers. I'll chuck you a text. Like, if you don't reply, you don't reply. It's cool.
Take my number.
Yeah, awesome. My friend can't be much later, I tell you. But high five, like in an American way, gentle. Bye, darling.
Sounds ingenious.
I'll be meeting you briefly. I will text you.
Have a nice afternoon.
We'll talk.
I
Yeah.
hope your friend turns up.
Oh, me too.
Look, even if you manage to get a number, what happens a lot of the time is that the woman will just give you a fake number just to get rid of you, or if she does give you her real number, if you try and call her or text her, she'll just block the call.
It's time for Tom to step up. His objective is just to get used to approaching and talking to women in the street. Only this time there is no busy club environment nor dark corner to isolate. As with John, it seems Tom needs some warming up too.
Hey, you probably get this all the time, but you've got a really cool vibe about you. I just want to come and say hello.
All right. Hello.
How's it going?
Hi. Okay.
So how do you put this all together? I love this scarf.
Are you selling anything?
No, I'm not saying anything. You can leave me. Well, no, it's just I just wanted to quickly come and say hello.
Oh.
You probably get this all the time, but you've got like a really cool vibe about you.
Thank you.
I just want to come and say hello.
Hi.
Where are you from? Are you from Poland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know that I learned a bit of Polish once. It was Jak się masz, is that thank you?
Okay. No, jak się masz
Is that hello?
No, how are you?
How are you? And then dziękuję? I always find scarves are really hard to find in London. Do you not find that?
I don't know.
You don't shop for
sell me a scarf?
I'm not trying to scare you scarf. No. I just want to come and say hello to you. Do people not do this normally?
No.
Well, it's the first for everything, right? So from your outfit, I'm guessing, are you Brazilian?
No.
Where are you from? Germany, the old enemy. Yeah. So you support them in euros and everything?
Sorry?
You're supporting them in the euros, I'm guessing.
Football?
It looks good.
Thank you, but I have to go to work.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah, to the...
Just down the road? Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, I'm Tom. Nice to meet you. You have a good day. Huh? See you later. Bye-bye.
H&M like 5 years ago.
Like 5 years ago,
Yeah.
back when they were a little bit more trendy.
Years and years ago. I'm
Yeah.
not very cool, obviously, so... yeah.
No. It's cool. Anyway, it was lovely to meet you.
Yeah, it was lovely to meet you too.
I'll let you go.
Right,
See you later.
bye.
Bye-bye. I find it really hard to find scarves. Where do you get it from?
This one?
Yeah.
This is from Bali.
From Bali. You won't sell it to me?
No.
How much?
I think it's better on me than on you.
I could try it.
No.
No, I'm joking. I'll give you £600 for it.
Sorry?
No, I won't pay for it. Anyway, it was lovely to meet you. And
Thank you.
We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Tom, how do you feel day game went today?
Oh, it was fantastic. Just taking some of the things that the guys have taught me and trying to use that to sort of start the conversation. That really got over the sort of approach anxiety that I had at the start. I just can't wait to head out tonight and do some night games.
Yeah, but did you get any success out of it? Look, the women that he approached, they probably tolerated him because he's an average to, I suppose you could call him a high tier normie or a low tier normie. Had a below average guy done that, no, I don't think he would have got as positive response. But he didn't get any results, so just don't do it.
Tom showed great improvement during the day. I mean, like a lot of the students we get here, he was nervous and apprehensive at the beginning, but we expect that, we can deal with that. And then as he approached more and more girls during the day, and he realised that people aren't scary and that girls aren't scary, then he became more comfortable in the interactions, they became more comfortable with him in the interactions, and he got much better improvement during the day. And I think he got an amazing amount out of it.
2 months after attending Baxter's workshop, we receive a call from Sean. He's back in Las Vegas teaching at an annual conference alongside the man we've been wanting to meet since the start of our journey. The man known in the pickup world as Mystery, who inspired Neil Strauss's book, The Game.
Don't always use the words, hey, can I get your opinion? Because there will be other pickup artists in the bar, people who've read the book, The Game, and using the same words. Just change the words around for your dialect. Can I get your take on something? What do you reckon? What do you think it is? Don't need an opinion.
We find ourselves in a conference room with 40 men who have travelled from all over the States, each paying $3,000 for a 4-day seminar to...
Yeah, that guys, 40 suckers have paid $3,000 each. So what's that? 120,000 US dollars. Poof, there's some gullible guys out there. Once again, $3,000 buys a fair bit of pay to play. Oh dear. Well, like the old saying goes, a fool and his money are soon parted.
Learn from the so-called best. What are we doing back in Vegas?
What are we doing here? We're inspiring.
The reason I'm here is because I had a problem with approaching women.
Oh dear, that first guy just then, he's got to lose some weight. I mean, God, that guy puts any more weight, he's going to need a bra. Sorry. Oh dear.
I came here to improve my skill set in the social arena.
I was in a terrible, terrible relationship, and my good friend told me about the book, showed me how to open a set.
Learn how to not only pick up girls, but be...
Oh God. What is it with inkwells and fedoras? Is that the official uniform of an inkwell? This guy's a fedora cell. Me personally, I don't wear hats. I mean, I'm bald, but I never wear hats. But what is it with inkwells and fedoras?
able to pick up my dream girl when I see her, when I find her.
Our time had finally come to meet the man responsible for this pickup movement, the man regarded as the #1 pickup artist in the world.
Do you understand how many times a girl...
Once again, sorry for those of you who don't know this guy, Eric von Markovic. He goes by the name of his PUA name's Mystery. He's a Canadian. He used to be a magician, and he got involved in this PUA scam. Look, no homo. He's probably one of the better-looking PUAs. He's also quite tall. I think he's about 6'5", 6'6", full head of hair. Yeah, so he's going to do okay with the ladies. He's a weirdo. He's a good-looking weirdo, but he's still a weirdo. So I imagine he would have done reasonably well with the ladies. But if you hear the guy talk, he's pretty weird. Anyway,
has been hit on? Do you know what a world that is? Have you been hit on thousands and thousands of times? Do you understand that? Do you understand her perspective and why she needs to come up with ways of distancing? You know why they say fuck off? Because fuck off works. Generally, when a girl tells you to fuck off, what do? That's right. You fuck off.
Well, yeah, if a woman rejects you, you politely thank her for a time and you leave her alone. Look, me personally, I've never been harshly rejected like that, but I don't give women a reason to. I think I'm pretty good at detecting body language, and if I detect any negative body language from a woman, I politely thank her for a time and leave her alone. Unfortunately, some of these wannabe PUAs need to learn learn how to read female body language and interpret it correctly. I remember I was watching a video from Alex Playing with Alex Playing with Fire. He was doing a reaction to a PUA. Some guy was trying to pick up a woman. I think it was in Florida, in Miami, Florida, and the woman rejected him. He was about to introduce himself, and the woman goes, "I don't want to know your name." And then at that point, he should have just sorry to bother you, lady. You have a good night. But the idiot went back, and the lady got really angry, and then they got to the point where they had to call security, and the guy got kicked out. Now, if they had that wannabe PUA just read that woman's body language, or just listened to what she said initially, that whole situation could have been avoided. And this is one thing I really hate about PUAs, apart from the fact that they're scamming men. They don't tell men about how to read female body language. You have to read a woman's body language. Most of my rejections were body language ones. It didn't even get to the stage for me to ask the woman out. I already knew I'd been rejected, and then whenever I detect any bad body language, I just thank the woman, said one for a time, and just leave her alone. It doesn't matter for me. I gave up on dating completely 13 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on.
Don't take it personal. You're number 14 of that day.
I didn't come into this
wanting to write a book. And the book that, it was my first book that was written, those were my notes for myself. Some people say that, well, there are people who learn game and then there are naturals. I'm supernatural.
Only because of your looks. If you read a lot of PUA nonsense, they always say, "Oh, there are guys who are naturals," and who are the naturals? The Chads, but they're not successful women because of what comes out of their mouth. They're just successful women because of their genetics, and you can't teach this stuff. You simply can't teach this stuff. So a natural, yeah, who's natural? Chad and Tyrone.
Do you know what it's like walking around the world knowing, not only knowing, but having demonstrated that you can get virtually every woman, married or not?
No, you can't. I mean, maybe Chad could, but you can't. But even if a woman does find you attractive, what if she's in a relationship and she's being loyal to her partner? It's a pretty low. I think a guy would have to be a real grub to try and hit on a woman who's in a relationship, and but you can't attract any woman you want. You simply can't.
The girl is attracted to you and she feels really comfortable with you? A comfortable, attracted girl? They're out looking for us.
No, they're looking for Chad, not a below average looking PUA fanboy. Sorry.
Mystery delivers a methodical approach to his pickup artistry. Everything is calculated and engineered to getting results, almost as if like a science.
PUA in America there's a following. It's been an underground art for a long time, and that's well and good. But it's nice to bring it out of the dark ages. They show interest in you, allowing you to continue working on them. It's common sense shit, really, when you think about it, isn't it? So they want you to stay, and as you want them to stay, you stack another little short bind temperature, a story, or a fun game, or playfulness. As you get into that, they start asking you questions. What do you do? Where do you come from? What's your name? And you better have some kick-ass responses for those. That's the game.
What have you learned from the art of pickup?
Brings beautiful women into my life.
I would really like to improve my skill set on meeting new women and just being more socially dynamic.
Have interactions and relationships with beautiful women. I have incredible friends.
Number one, the lifestyle.
Hey, Fedora Cell.
I like it. And number two, you're able to enhance your skills.
A lot of strategy, a lot of methods.
No, this dude needs to lose some weight. Seriously, he's got looks, Max. Otherwise, he's just wasting his time.
On how to just talk to women. It's just.
You watch guys like Mystery and Discovery, and you see what they do, and it's impossible for me not to want to have that power.
But you can't teach attraction. The only reason Mystery gets women because if he looks and the guy's what 6'5", 6'6", full head of hair. It's not PUA game nonsense that gets him laid. It's just simply his looks. That can't be taught. Yeah. Anyway.
You can learn pickup. Pickup is learnable.
No, it's not. Sorry. And, men don't seduce women. Women seduce the men they find physically attractive because, as we all know, when it comes to relationships and sex, women are the choosers. They play judge, jury, and execution on your sexual market value. If you do not pass a looks test with a woman, there will be no chance of bedroom fun. It just won't. It's just not going to happen. And it can't be taught. And these PUAs say, oh, we can teach that. No, can't be taught. They're selling I think the most toxic about PUAs is they're selling a dream. They're basically selling hope, but false hope, based on blind optimism, and that's very toxic. Very, very toxic. Look, I'm all for men for self-improving, but if you're going to embark on a journey of self-improvement, just remember two things. Temper your expectations and know your limitations as a man, and just be realistic. Just be honest with yourself.
Does that make it wrong? Well, maybe it does. What? You drive a car and you didn't learn by yourself? You learned from someone else? Well, pickup's like driving a car.
No, it's not, because what Mystery is doing here, he's saying that picking up women is a skill, like driving a car. Yes, learning how to drive a car is a skill, but you can't. But picking up women is not a skill. To me, a true skill, like a skill, for example, is learning how to play the guitar, which I play. If I want to play an A5 power chord, as long as I put my fingers in the right place, the guitar is serviceable and in tune. And if I hit the right strings, it's going to make that sound. The guitar's a neutral object. It doesn't care what I look like. And same with the car. If you put your foot on the accelerator, the car will go faster. If you put your foot on the brake, you'll slow the car down or bring it to a stop. The car's a machine. Once again, the car's a neutral object. It'll do what you command to do. But a woman, on the other hand, it's a human being with a mind of its own. She's either going to work with you or against you, depending on how physically attractive she finds you. If she finds you physically attractive, she'll work with you. If she does not find you attractive, she'll work against you. Anyway.
And it's something that you can use when needed. You turn it on when you need it. There's the girl. She's not coming over to me, so I guess I'm going to have to open up that group, right? And women of beauty are never alone. They're usually in groups. So I have to learn how to work the group.
If you want to get their attention, especially if they're girls, you can say, hey guys, don't say excuse me. Wait, you need an excuse? You're excusing, oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. You're already apologizing? I'm sorry to...
Mystery, you're a wanker. Really you are. The reason why you say excuse me, it's called manners. You know, just cold approaching people and interrupting them, it's quite rude. You know, I excuse myself when I approach a stranger. Well, not that I approach strangers, but if I have to approach a stranger, I excuse myself. Or if, you know, someone's in the way, I politely say, "Excuse me." You know, you know, it's called manners, mystery.
bother you. You're already labeling yourself as a fucking bother? Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if I could ask you a question. Don't ask if you can
Once again, it's called manners, mystery. Learn them.
ask. Ask!
This is the dilemma. When a girl chooses a guy, it's kind of like 30% looks, 70% survival value.
Sorry, sorry to pause it. No, mystery, you got that completely wrong. When a woman chooses a guy, I'd say it's 95% looks, and the remaining 5% is the guy's probably his personality, his social skills, and his ability to interpret body language. I'd say it's much higher than that. See, this is what these PUA scumbags do. They try and downplay the importance of looks. No, it's much higher than 30% mystery. No way. There's another PUA guy, he's called Austin Summers, and on a Gangstar video, he claimed it's only 5% looks. You got to be kidding! No way. It's 95. It's more. It's closer to 100. When a woman chooses a guy, and once again, yes, women are the choosers. That's right. It's more like 95% looks. No, sorry, Mishy, you got that completely wrong.
You know, there's replication value and then there's survival value.
Yeah, replication value. And what do women select men on their genetics? When a woman sees a guy, she says to herself, if by the off chance I have offspring for this guy, I want to pass on the best genetics to any kids we have. I want to make sure we have beautiful babies. They're going to stand a good chance of survival. That's not going to happen with an ugly man. Now that's not to say that ugly men can't pass on the genetics. They sometimes do, but more often than not, ugly guys have their genes weeded out of the gene pool, and there's not really much ugly guys can do about that. That's just Mother Nature, I guess. Yeah, but no, women pick men for the best genetics, and that's based on his looks, not what comes out of his mouth.
But when a man chooses a woman,
No, women are the choosers, not men. Even a Chad, he has to be chosen by. He has to be. If a Chad sees a woman that he likes, well, obviously she's got to like him as well. But the Chad's still not the chooser. The woman's the chooser. He's just got to, when a Chad successfully hooks up with a woman, the woman's got to pick him, and then okay, say a Chad likes a particular woman, he's just got to hope that the woman reciprocates his interest. But the bottom line is this: women are the choosers; they are the selectors, not men.
Technically, is the reverse. A woman has a different way of choosing a mate based on more survival value. You know, basically any dick will do.
No, not any dick will do. Only Chad or Tyrone's dick will do. Once again, Mister, you got that wrong.
But some dicks come with a man that can assist her for real in improving her chances in this life of her prime directive of survival and replication.
Yeah, and she wants to replicate with a man with good genes, not ugly ones.
Women will always complain that they don't get the right guys approaching.
Yes, women will complain that Chad's not approaching them. That's what they're really complaining about.
And what happens if a woman sees the guy she wants to meet? If she walks all the way across the room to go and have a conversation with him, he's going to think it's a little bit easier. It's going to make his actions different from what he would do if he was trying to impress another woman. So she has to be careful.
What's wrong with a woman approaching a guy? It saves the guy from being embarrassed. I'd love it if women approached us guys. Yeah, fantastic. What's wrong with that?
Course of the seminar, Sean and Mystery present back to back. Every session is geared to providing numerous ways of getting results with women. Approaching, kissing, winning her friends over, first dates, second dates, and sleeping with her.
You want to get together for coffee?
If you've got to turn to a PUA, if you've got to turn to a PUA to learn social skills and how to interact with women, I suggest you've got bigger issues than not being able to attract women. This should be a natural thing. You know what I mean? It's no. Attracting women or hooking up with them should be a seamless, organic process. Look, ask yourself, did our fathers, generations and generations of men before them, did they have to pay a PUA or a dating coach huge amounts of money just to learn to meet their wives? No, of course not. They just met their wives through mutual friends and acquaintances, formed a connection, fell in love, and had families. Why do men today have to pay these scammers all this money just to do something that men have been doing for free since the dawn of time? It's ridiculous.
This is a fucking interview. Don't do that. It's not fun.
The stories are where you get the access to upload your value as a man.
There are two sides to a time bridge. It isn't just get her phone number and one day call her. That's a stairway to heaven. It goes nowhere.
It can get complicated when you start looking for signals and flicking hair. Girls do that. They might be doing it for the guy over there. You don't know that.
You get the phone number and an agreement to meet again where and when.
So all of this is not about you being a robot, but just getting the practice wheels, those training wheels to get your delivery right.
I've got something to do already. Why not come to what I'm doing? Therefore, if she doesn't show, it won't matter.
What a question. Is it worth it? I am going to show my sons all the material that I've accumulated over the years.
Oh, God. See, some gullible guys out there. So the guy that was just on there just a second ago, is he going to teach his son the nonsense that this POA's taught him? Oh, my God.
These 4 days have been massively helpful, no doubt. It helps build my skills, not just as a pickup artist, but as a social artist.
It's truly worth its weight in gold, and it's priceless.
Investment was...
Oh, God, this guy's got to lose some weight. Honestly. What this guy should do, he shouldn't have wasted his money on this PUA crap. He should look smacks, lose the weight. Yeah, he's wasting his time if he thinks he's going to get a woman looking like that. No way.
Tremendous. I had never thought I would learn so much.
There's beauty everywhere, even if it requires you to get out of your little shithole and get out of your little shit stain of a life, if that's what you think you've created for yourself, go hop on a plane and go somewhere that you think may be filled with love, right? Then do it. Look, you can't push pickup on somebody. You got to hit rock bottom. You hit rock bottom, and you come to pick up. Your life will change.
Yeah, these PUAs, they prey on vulnerable men. They're horrible people. These PUAs, the law number 1 of the 48 laws of dating. Sorry, I must credit the author Richard Wallace. Never trust a dating coach. These PUAs, they don't want to see you improve with women. Nah, they're just after your money. I mean, if you listen to these PUAs, they'll say, "Oh no, the PUA industry started when there's a group of guys that got together and said, oh, we want to help other guys get better with women." That's crap. Look, the scam PUA industry was started by an organisation called the Syndicate. Yes, very mafia sounding. It's basically the internet mafia. They're just a bunch of scammers who get together and devise ways of ripping people off, usually online through the internet. And the PUA industry is a classic example of that. Look, what I might do is I'll put a link in the description below to where the PUA industry, the scam PUA industry originated from. Please check it out. It's made by a guy called Peter Gibbons. I think he made it about 10 years ago. It's really self-explanatory on how this PUA scam started. And no, it wasn't started by a group of men who want to improve the daily lives of other men. No, that's bullshit. Because look, guys, when it comes to women and bedroom fun, it's every man for himself. There is no honour amongst men.
Each day's session finishes with an open floor discussion. Here the men have the chance to speak more closely with both Sean and Mystery, seeking further advice and opinions on tried and tested methods. As with previous workshops, everything is geared for the night to come. Tonight is Sean's night to take
Hey, another fedora cell. Must be the standard uniform of inkwells, a fedora.
a small group of men out on the town. These men have all paid an extra $600 to have the chance to work more closely with him. We find ourselves in a familiar bar off the Las Vegas Strip. Sean is quick to engage with a couple of women and creates an environment for him and his wingman. Anyone looking at the group would say they came to the bar together. Little would they know that Sean had only met these women 30 minutes ago.
Look, like with the boot camp, the first boot camp earlier in this video, I mean, how many of these? I suspect some of these women are getting paid to turn up to these events and pretend to be attracted to these guys, so that way the PUA can fool their students into believing what they've been taught actually works. That's what I strongly suspect. Because to pick up in a nightclub's a brutal environment to me. Where it really is. The sausage fest. You're competing against better looking men. It's tough. So I strongly suspect a lot of these women have been paid to turn up. I wouldn't put it past the scumbag PUAs to do something like that.
It seemed that the rest of the men that night also had some sort of result.
Yeah, once again, I think those women were paid to turn up there. Yep. And given what these guys pay, there's 40 of them, they paid $3,000 each, 120 grand. They could easily afford to pay a couple of hookers to turn up and pretend to be attracted to these men. That wouldn't be hard.
Our time in the pickup world had come to an end. We met men from around the world, many of who wanted to hide their identities. Why? Did they feel what they were doing was morally wrong? They were learning techniques on how to approach women and manipulate social interactions to achieve a result.
Okay, guys, that concludes my reaction to this documentary on the PUA industry. And once again, a very big thank you to Barzel 343 for this topic suggestion. I do appreciate that. Once again, I will put a link to that video, which shows how the scam PUA industry started. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's good video. You should check it out. Yeah, so that's my reaction to the video to this documentary on the PUA industry. As I said before, I think it'd be interesting and very telling if the media company or TV station that produced this documentary did a follow-up story and interviewed some of the suckers that attended these boot camps to see if what they taught actually helped them. You know, that'd be very interesting. My only other issue too is once again with the media company, I don't think they did enough investigative journalism. They basically just reported on what they saw and said, "Oh yeah, this is what these guys supposedly teach men on how to get better with women," but they didn't ask enough questions. All they did was just report what they saw. They should have done more investigative journalism. To me, that's what true journalism is about. It's not like the pathetic mainstream media who just tells you who just tell you that what their version of the truth is. You need to know the actual truth. So yeah, I think that's where this media company dropped the ball a bit. I think they should have done more investigative journalism to see whether what these PUA students were taught actually worked. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for listening to my video. Sorry if I've rambled on a bit. And yeah, if you'd like to leave your likes, comment, and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. You guys have a great day. Bye for now.